What's up, guys? We had an epic day yesterday, so not only did we cash this 5-pick flex, 10xing our money 400 to 4,000, but we also won this 6-pick flex, so 25x payout. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's degenerate placing these 5-pick flex plays. There's so many legs. But we've gone through the math numerous times, literally have videos, the previous video I did, breaking down the math and why you need to be playing 5-pick and 6-pick flexes. And kind of a good example is if you're winning 60% of your plays, 60% of your plays that you're putting in a 6-pick flex, so if you're winning 60% of the picks in your 6 flex, your ROI over the course of the long run, your ROI is going to be 66.41%, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. 66.41% edge, right? Now, if you're winning 60% in a 2-pick power play, your ROI is going to be 8%. So these differences really matter, right? Like 8% versus 60% ROI for winning 60% of the picks that you're putting in a flex play. So anyways, let's go through it. We know for 5 flex and 6 flex entries, we're getting roughly minus 118 odds. So typically the tool I start out on OddsJam is the positive expected value tool. So this tool is really neat because all it will do, there's no BS in it, right? It's literally just data. That's how I got all of these picks right here. Is all that OddsJam does is it goes to Prize Picks, it pulls in all of these different lines, college basketball, NHL, NBA, soccer, MLB, literally everything. It's pulling all these in, and then it's just showing you where Prize Picks is a big line discrepancy at minus 119. So minus 119 is the price that you're getting. As you can see right here, it says for 5 or 6 pick flexes. So when you're betting on Prize Picks, you should be playing 5 and 6 pick flexes, you should assume that you're getting minus 119 odds. So you're looking for plays that you like that are mathematically profitable at minus 119, right? So let's take a look at this first play. I don't know anything about this guy. I'd never heard his frickin' name, but I know Troy Terry to get a point, so over half of a point, 1+ point in this hockey game, has a 1.96% profit margin. So why do we like this so much? Well, we're getting minus 119 on Prize Picks, right? That's the odds we're getting. We know in a 5 or a 6 flex, we're getting minus 119 implied odds. And all of the sports books are pricing this around minus 140, minus 145. Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker out there, they're pricing this at minus 148. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sports books, 8 sports books, all in New York, right? This OddsJam column, we just copy the Pinnacle column, so OddsJam odds is Pinnacle odds. But we have 8 sports books all telling us, yo, this line should be priced around minus 145. There's no disagreement between the books. And we know we can get minus 119 in a flex play. So that seems pretty good, right? Then we can go to the next play, Kevin Durant, to not have a 3, or under 1.5 threes. So I think this is his debut for the Suns. I'm not particularly positive, but the first pick we're going with is this NHL one. It's just following the data. I call it logical sports betting, it's like having dozens of prices of a stock. FanDuel Stock Exchange, they're a little smart. You put some weight in their markets. They're saying a stock should be worth $144. DraftKings saying it should be worth $140. BetRivers is saying it should be worth $148. Then you keep going through. Pinnacle, we know that's the most liquid, the most active stock exchange. So we put the most weight in their markets because it gets the most trading. They're pricing this stock at $148. Do you want to buy it on Prize Picks for $119? No brainer. Right? So the same concepts apply at NHL, NBA, right? So look right here. We can get minus 119 on Prize Picks again in a 5 flex. All sports books pricing this around, this isn't a sports book, it's a Prize Picks competitor we just added to OddsJam. All books pricing this around minus 140. We're getting minus 119. Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker out there, pricing this at minus 167 on the under. So all the books are telling you the under is heavily favored. Unless you think you're smarter than these sports books, they're $1 million models, the entire betting market, right? Like, sportsbook odds are a function of supply and demand from sports bettors. If Troy Terry, if his under should be favored, it already would be. Every sharp bettor, every syndicate, every sports betting hedge fund, every smart person with a model would have placed bets at plus money until the sportsbooks moved the odds. And FanDuel would have moved from plus 112 to plus 105 to minus 105 to minus 110, right? These markets move due to supply and demand, just like the price of a stock. So as a sharp bettor, we're hunting through the market. I didn't wake up wanting to bet on Troy Terry. I'm waking up, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to let OddsJam update these tens of thousands of odds on Prize Picks and literally just point out to me where the value is so I can go pick off Prize Picks and get plays profitable at minus 119. And again, like some people will be like, oh, 2% profit margin, so what? 2% a day is 60% ROI in a month. Like, this game is today, right? This game is today. So 2% ROI in one bet. And then that doesn't include that this compounds, right? So in a 5-pick flex, the profit margin isn't going to be, just Troy Terry at 2%. It's roughly going to be 3% if you add these two together, and then if you add the rest of the plays. So here we can see the other plays. I literally just ripped them all from the EV tool. So you can see right here, Troy Terry, was the best play, most profitable, but we need 5. Right? We're not placing 2-pick entries because we're not idiots, right? So we take the Troy Terry to get 1+ point. We take Durant under 1.5 threes. We take Hayton not to get a point. We take D. Mitch over 25.5 and Chris Paul over 8.5 assists. And that's exactly what you have right here. And then if you kind of want to get a sense of what is our ROI, right? What you can do is let's look at Pinnacle here, let's say. Their market on Troy Terry to get a point, they have his over juiced at minus 148, and the under was plus 111. So their market is minus 148 on the over, so the over is heavily favored, sharpest bookmaker in the world. And again, unless you think you're smarter than every sportsbook, you have dozens of sportsbooks. Extremely high confidence that this line should be set at minus 140. Right? You have dozens of books all pricing it at the same level. There's no disagreement in the market. So unless you think you're smarter than every sports bettor, every sports book, follow the data. Just pick off Prize Picks at minus 119. It's a clear market discrepancy. But we put in minus 148 plus 111. So what this calculator will do is it will take the market on Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker. It'll squeeze out the juice and tell you, hey, this is the win probability for your bet. And it's 55.74%. So in a 5 flex, if we're winning 55.74% of our plays, our ROI is going to be 10%. That will be the ROI of our 5 flex entries. It's going to be roughly 10% over the course of the long run. So I'm going to move this back. But again, like this calculator, the more juiced sportsbooks have an over, the more likely it is to occur, right? Like here you can see Pinnacle's minus 148, plus 111. They have the over juiced to minus 148. So that implies 55.74% win rate, right? Now in this Kevin Durant play, they have the under more heavily juiced. So what that means is when we put in the market here, the under should be more favored. It should be a higher win probability than 55.74%. So now if we put in plus 124, minus 167, you're going to see, hey, it's 58.35%. That's what Pinnacle's market, that's what their odds are implying is the win probability for Kevin Durant under 1.5 threes, right? And they imply that through their odds. And if we're winning 58.35% of our plays in a 5 flex, our ROI is going to be 29.7%. So pretty crazy. So this is why my ROI on Prize Picks is typically like 12%. And a lot of people are like, dang, that seems pretty high. It's like, well, you get all these plays with an edge. The edge compounds in your Prize Picks entry, and you're left with a banger. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, here's the entry one last time if you want to take a screenshot. Troy Terry to get a point, Hayton no point, Durant under 1.5 threes, CP3 over 8.5 assists, D. Mitch over 25.5 points. Let's make money.